While you're sleeping, someone is grinding. While you're relaxing, someone is building an empire. And when you finally wake up, the game is already halfway over. You want to know the difference between rich people and everyone else. It's not just money, it's discipline, it's urgency, it's the relentless mindset that time is the most valuable currency on earth. Rich people don't sleep the way you do because they don't dream at night, they chase dreams in the daytime. Rich people operate with a deep understanding that time is their most valuable asset. They don't treat it casually, and they certainly don't waste it. While many people chase comfort sleeping in, scrolling through their phones, or procrastinating on their goals, the wealthy are already moving. They wake up earlier, not because they have to, but because they know that the earlier they start, the more ground they can cover. It's not about denying themselves rest altogether, it's about recognizing that success doesn't wait for those who take it easy. The urgency that rich people live with comes from their mindset. They understand that every day is either a step forward or a step backward. There's no neutral ground. Every missed opportunity, every delayed action is time lost that they can't get back. This is why they plan, execute, and adapt faster than most people even start. They're not reactive, they're proactive. They don't wait for the perfect time because they know there's no such thing. Instead, they create momentum by starting now, even when conditions aren't ideal. Most people think they have time. That's the biggest lie. You don't have time, you have moments. And what you do with those moments determines whether you build a future worth living or stay stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Rich people don't take tomorrow for granted. They wake up with purpose, understanding that the future is shaped by the actions taken today, not by the wishes made last night. While you're still lying in bed thinking about getting started, they've already taken 3 steps ahead. That's not just an advantage, it's a lifestyle. Urgency doesn't mean panic or rushing without direction. It means treating each day like it matters because it does. It means setting your alarm not because you're forced to, but because you're committed to your vision. It means choosing to put in the effort before others even open their eyes. This is the quiet edge the wealthy have. They move when others stall, they act when others hesitate, and over time, those small advantages stack up and turn into massive results. When you're serious about success, comfort becomes the enemy. You begin to see rest not as a luxury, but as a tool, something that fuels your purpose, not something you overindulge in. Rich people rest strategically, not impulsively. They don't sleep through opportunity. They wake up and take hold of it before someone else does. This is the mindset shift that separates those who wish from those who win. The difference isn't luck, talent, or even resources, it's urgency. And the truth is, success doesn't come to those who sleep like everyone else. It comes to those who rise and move while the world is still resting. Rich people have mastered the art of choosing purpose over pleasure. While the average person is caught in the loop of seeking momentary comfort, binge, watching shows, scrolling endlessly on social media, or staying up late for entertainment, the wealthy make decisions that align with their long-term goals. This doesn't mean they never relax, but their focus is on what moves them forward rather than what merely feels good in the moment. They understand that pleasure is temporary, but purpose builds legacy. That's why they wake up early, commit to routines, and stay disciplined even when it's hard. Every decision they make is filtered through a lens of intentionality. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this right now?" they ask, "Will this get me closer to my goals?" That single shift in mindset creates a massive difference in results. While others are comfortable in their routine of mediocrity, rich individuals are uncomfortable with standing still. They willingly delay gratification because they know what's waiting on the other side is far greater than a few hours of fun or a few minutes of ease. They don't chase pleasure, they build purpose. The wealthy invest their time in reading, learning, building skills, creating value, and surrounding themselves with like-minded individuals who push them further. They sacrifice temporary pleasures like sleeping in, partying, or wasting hours in meaningless conversations to focus on growth, execution, and momentum. They've trained themselves to find satisfaction not in what feels good, but in what is good for their future. The reason so many people remain stuck is because they trade long-term growth for short-term escape. They escape in food, in entertainment, in gossip, in distractions. Rich people don't run from discomfort, they lean into it. They know that real satisfaction doesn't come from what's easy, but from what's earned. They feel alive when they're moving closer to their mission, not when they're numbing out from it. Purpose gives life meaning. It creates direction, drive, and discipline. The wealthy are pulled by their vision. It gets them out of bed when they're tired, keeps them focused when others are distracted, and fuels them to keep going even when things get tough. They've built a lifestyle around what they value most: freedom, impact, growth, and legacy. Every action they take is tied to that bigger picture. What makes them different is not just their bank account, but the mindset behind how they use their time. Pleasure might feel good now, but purpose creates something that lasts. While most people live for the weekend, the rich live for every day, because each day is another chance to build something meaningful. That's the mindset you must adopt if you want to move from where you are to where you are meant to be. Purpose is greater than pleasure, and those who understand that truth are the ones who truly win. Discipline is the quiet force behind every successful person. Rich people don't wait to feel inspired or motivated. They act out of discipline, not emotion. While most people live in cycles of waiting to feel ready, waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect moment, the wealthy have trained themselves to move regardless of how they feel. They know that if you rely on motivation, you'll only act when it's convenient, and convenience rarely leads to success. Discipline, on the other hand, creates consistency, and consistency builds momentum, which ultimately creates results. This mindset is what separates high achievers from the rest. Rich people set goals and create systems to follow through, even when the mood to work isn't there. They don't ask themselves, "Do I feel like doing this?" They already know the answer might be no. Instead, they focus on what needs to be done. They've built habits that allow them to take action automatically, not emotionally. Whether it's waking up early, sticking to a financial plan, or pushing through when others quit, discipline is the key ingredient. Most people lose the battle not because they lack skill, but because they lack structure. They let their emotions control their decisions. They say things like, "I'm tired," "I'll start tomorrow," or "I just need a break," and those statements become patterns that destroy progress. Rich people don't fall into that trap. They understand that emotions are temporary, but habits are powerful. Discipline is the muscle they've developed, one that allows them to do what's necessary, not what's easy. Discipline also brings clarity. When you have structure in your life, you remove the noise. You're not overwhelmed by choices because you've already made decisions in advance. Your morning routine is set. Your priorities are clear. You know what matters and you align your actions accordingly. This removes hesitation and reduces mental fatigue, giving you the bandwidth to focus on you tasks that bring growth and success. It's important to realize that discipline doesn't mean perfection. Rich people aren't robots. They have bad days too, but the difference is they don't let one off day become a downward spiral. Discipline gives them the power to reset quickly, to recalibrate and return to their path without needing a big motivational push. It's the internal commitment they've made to themselves that keeps them going, even in silence. At the core, discipline is self-respect. When you say you'll do something and then follow through, you build trust with yourself. Rich people have unshakable confidence not because they're always winning, but because they know they won't quit. They've shown up over and over again, even when no one was watching. That's what builds success: quiet, consistent, disciplined action. While others wait for the mood to strike, they create results through movement, structure, and grit. That's the real power behind wealth, not just money, but the mindset that built it. Rich people understand that time is a non-renewable resource and they make every hour of their day count. While the average person may sleep out of habit or indulgence, the wealthy view sleep as a tool, not a lifestyle. They don't sleep just to escape, they rest with intention and rise with purpose. It's not about sleeping less in an unhealthy way, it's about waking up with clarity and using their time to take strategic action. They're not just busy, they're productive. Every action is tied to a bigger plan, and every hour is an opportunity to build something meaningful. There's a massive difference between being active and being effective. Many people work hard but go nowhere because they're not working smart. Rich people don't waste time on meaningless tasks. They schedule, delegate, automate, and prioritize. They plan their day before the day begins. While others are still deciding what to do, they've already executed the top priorities that move the needle. They don't confuse activity with progress. They take strategic action that's aligned with their goals. This is what separates the wealthy from the crowd. While some people sleep for 10 hours and wake up late feeling groggy and behind, rich individuals rise early with a game plan. They use their mornings to think, strategize, read, and prepare. They know that winning the morning often means winning the day. Their schedule isn't random, it's engineered. They set clear targets for the week, track their habits, and cut out distractions that drain their energy or attention. Every moment is seen as a chance to create, improve, or lead. Strategic action also means knowing what not to do. Rich people are intentional with their energy. They say no more than they say yes. They don't attend every meeting, respond to every message, or engage in pointless debates. They reserve their time for what matters: decision making, innovation, execution, and legacy building. This clarity gives them power, and power creates results. The world rewards those who know what they want and act like it. Sleep is important, no doubt, but sleeping out of laziness, avoidance, or lack of vision is costly. Rich people don't sacrifice their future for a few extra hours of rest. They understand that rest is earned, not abused. They optimize their routines to maximize performance, recovery, and focus. Whether it's 6 hours of sleep or 8, their real power lies in what they do when they're awake. And when they are, they're dialed in. They don't just move, they move with direction, intention, and urgency. This mindset of trading empty hours for meaningful work is what creates transformation. It's how businesses are built, fortunes are made, and legacies are left. Rich people take strategic action daily, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And while others hit snooze, they hit the ground running, not randomly, but with purpose and precision. That's the edge. That's the difference. And that's the reason they win. A powerful conclusion that ties together all the key points from the speech: Rich people don't sleep as you do. Conclusion: the difference between the rich and everyone else isn't just money. It's mindset, habits, and the way they treat time. While most people sleep through opportunities, rich people wake up and chase them with relentless urgency. They don't live for comfort, they live for purpose. They don't rely on motivation, they build unstoppable discipline. And they don't just stay busy, they take strategic action that aligns with their vision. Every hour matters, every decision matters. Wealth is not built in dreams, it's built in the hours when most people are still sleeping, still doubting, still waiting. Rich people move early, think clearly, and act consistently. They don't waste time, they invest it. If you want what they have, you must do what they do. Wake up, show up, and never sleep on your potential. So the next time you're tempted to hit snooze on your goals, remember this: success doesn't come to those who rest like the world. It comes to those who rise like the few. Be one of them.